There is nothing worse in Rocket League than being in a slump. Feeling like no matter what you do, you just can't get yourself back on the right track. So today we'll be showing you exactly what you need to do to end your slump and get back to playing your best. Now, the best way that I have found to break out of a slump is to take a look at a game from back when you were playing at a high level and compare that to a game while you're slumping to see what the difference is between the two, so you can maybe pinpoint the areas that you need to improve in order to get back to playing winning Rocket League. So this first game that we're going to be taking a look at here is from our most recent trip into GC2, which unfortunately is now 3 months ago, which I guess you could say means that we are in a bit of a slump ourselves, and then we're going to compare this gameplay with a more recent game to see what differences we see that separate our GC2 selves from our mid to low GC1 selves. So, off we go here, let's see how we get along. Decent kickoff out the gates, gonna be keeping an eye on that ball as we take the mid boost here, and now some nice patience being displayed in the midfield. Recognize the opportunity for the challenge here, maybe go a bit slow there, give away a 50 that could have been a free ball, but we rotate back and get the free clear to the corner. A little bit more hesitation in the net, not knowing exactly whether myself or my teammate needed to go. But now we're just going to wait patiently on the ground as there's no threat with what our opponent's doing there. And they give away a completely free net. So what I really liked about that play there is that we recognized, hey, this dude's just flip resetting through the air. Let's just let him do his thing. We just put ourselves in a spot to capitalize when the ball became loose. And we made it work. Bit of a loose touch here and a bit of panic as we're just kind of jumping around the midfield for absolutely no reason. Gonna commit to the corner boost, which is a bit dangerous, and our teammate left back alone on an island because we just gave control of the ball away for free is unfortunately taken off the field, and that leads way to a goal. Another opportunity here for our opponents, but our teammate does scamper back. We can go ahead and calmly pick up some boost here in the midfield, recognize the possible challenge coming through, positioning where the ball is most likely to go, and we can get in the face of our opponents in the corner here. Pop it along the wall, force our opponents to do something. We'll go ahead and just take some boost on our way out, allowing our teammate to come forward. Looking for maybe the corner to spawn, it's not going to, so we'll just calmly take some small pads in the midfield. Recognize the possibility of a challenge here. We know we're not going to win the ball, so might as well just let our opponent have the touch instead of putting ourselves really far out of position. Threaten the bump on our rotation to allow our teammate to come forward. Again, patience here in the midfield as our teammate works across. Move to the direction that the ball is most likely to come. Unfortunately, our teammate does jump back in front. Wasn't quite ready for that one, but we are able to get back. And an unfortunate misread there of the ball. Unable to get either the boost in the corner or the ball after it bounced off the wall. But our teammate is in a great spot to bail us out. Recognizing teammate has pressure in the corner, so we're just going to wait for him. Now we dive a little bit too eagerly, but a missed shot from the opponent is going to allow us to come back forward. Unfortunately, we do just kind of give away possession once again, but our opponents do the same for us, and now our teammate has control. Again, patience in the midfield here, just waiting to see what happens. Ball does fall for us, not the best shot, but like the patience that we displayed there to recognize that we had the opportunity for the free ball and trying to do a bit more with it than just chipping it as fast as possible. Decent save here, gonna go ahead and get another touch to try to push it over the top of the second defender. Gonna be able to get the additional challenge and push the ball downfield. Trying to get out of our teammate's way here so we can come forward. Ball off the backboard, recognizing that we're not gonna win this one either. Let's just try to play patient and play for the defensive end of the field. Bit of a bad challenge from us though, and it's going to result in the ball bouncing under us. In a situation like that, you'd really like to see us force the ball over the top of us, just so the opponent can't continue to follow it up. But in that situation there, just get a poor challenge, go too high on top of the ball, and it's into the net. Working the ball into the midfield here, like the patience there on the sidewall to get control. Teammate with control now, going to put ourselves in a passing position. Recognize there's not much control there though, so we back off. Debating turning, realize there's no opportunity there, so we turn back to net and get the free save. Waiting patiently now with Salmon. Comes to the air, has the flip, we need to watch the bump as well. Good patience on the back line to just calmly get around the bump and then get the save as well. Teammate can then work the ball forward, and it's a free goal. Perfect placement from our teammate there to put it in the one place that our opponents would not be able to reach on their rotation, and now we have ourselves a tie game once again. Keeping an eye on the opponent here as we push downfield, threaten the bump once again. Now we can go ahead and rotate back, pick up full boost while our teammate does some work through the air. Bit of an awkward ball, gonna wait patiently while our teammate rotates back behind us so that we have support for when we go ahead and challenge. Pick up the mid boost, teammate now has control of the ball. Over the top he goes, not quite over the top of the defense though, again just waiting patiently, no threat on the net with what our opponent is doing there. So we'll just wait calmly and wait for the opportunity to present itself. Dribble around one, pop the ball off the backboard, teammate there to finish it off, and that gives us the 1-goal lead with 54 seconds left. So a lot of calmness being exhibited here on the field. Way to make up for the messed up kickoff just to get back in front of the ball. Make sure the opponents don't have a free touch there. Ball just popped in the air, gonna go ahead and challenge this one. Bump off the opponent there. Teammate should rotate back fast enough. Ball isn't even on target anyway, so we can go ahead and get back in the play here. Rotate some small pads as our teammate goes through the air, see what kind of play develops, and it's just into the net once again. Didn't have to do much, just putting ourselves in a supported position to be in a spot that we can play the ball if it does fall to us. Pick up the big boost off the kickoff, now up into the air, force the opponent to go high. Just off target, teammate does make the save, and we're going to have a forfeit before we were able to score the open net. Realistically, all in all, though, what we really saw was a lot of calmness, patience, and going to where the ball was headed preemptively so that we were able to make a play on it. You really don't ever want to be chasing the play in Rocket League. You always want to try to be one step ahead of it so you can play the ball as quickly as possible. The biggest thing that I saw here was probably the decisiveness in moving around the field. We didn't go anywhere too quickly. If we didn't need to be moving supersonic around the field, we weren't. We were kind of just taking things nice and slow and making sure we positioned ourselves where we needed to be when we needed to be there in order to make a play. Combine that with the fact that we were also very smart in the challenges we went for, never taking ourselves out of the play unnecessarily, meant we could always be in a spot to support our team as needed. Additionally, the ability to recognize when there's absolutely no reason to go for a ball is extremely crucial. When you have your opponent just air dribbling side to side on the field, there's not really much danger of that ball really going anywhere near your net. So there's absolutely no reason to send yourself at a ball like that. Instead, you can just wait patiently on the ground, see where the ball is going to end up, and then play off of that accordingly. So now, after seeing the success that we had in this game here, let's see how we get along in a more recent game, back now at the low GC1 level, to see what we might be struggling with that's causing us to not be as successful as we once were. Off we go here with a much more recent game played just a couple of days ago, now around the low GC1 area, so let's see what things might be going wrong here. Decent shot attempt out the gate, but a bit of a poor recovery. Hit the back pass here to our teammate, give him some space. Bit low boost here, gonna start to rotate some small pads, getting a bit underneath our teammate as he air dribbles forward. Ball into an awkward spot now, a little bit of hesitation here as we go ahead and jump up for it. Terrible touch on our part, gonna just give away the ball for free, doing absolutely nothing with a pretty good opportunity is a bit surprising. Shot opportunity here, we are gonna put it into a good spot in the net though, right behind the defender as he rotates in, and it's going to start us off with a 1-goal lead. Off the kickoff now, teammate with control, going to flip back to the big full boost, and now boost our way forward here to be in the play. Teammate doing some work. Bit of a bad turn here from us, going to put us in a really awkward spot, and that ball is just right over our heads into the net for free. Bit questionable there as to why we would just turn in the middle of the field where the ball is clearly over the top of us. Now we have a bit of space, let's see what we do with it. Pop the ball up into the air. Again, invite a challenge in from the defense. Gonna put my teammate in a bit of an awkward spot. Luckily, he does do well, and now we can get back in on this one. But we dive out of the play, and the ball is just in the net once again. Could have been a bit more patient there on the back line, recognizing that the opponent was going to have the touch there, instead of just trying to dive in at it as fast as humanly possible. Ball bouncing out. Opportunity here for another shot. Gonna put it pretty much right at the defender. Maybe we could have done a bit more with that one as well. Not a terrible shot though, just didn't quite work out on that occasion. Got the ball past the flip resetting opponent there. Give teammate a chance at this one. He can go ahead and half flip to it. We'll just take one boost pad and swing back around. Teammate with control over the top. Gonna jump up for this one, take the 50-50 with the opponent. Teammate should be first to this ball. Let's see what he's able to do with it. Not much, unfortunately, as the opponent does cut back across. Now a bit of confusion on the back end between myself and my teammate. Gonna go up and jump early here. Push the ball into the opponent's half, go for another challenge, pop the ball into the midfield. Teammate, unfortunately, just a little too far forward, unable to get any kind of power on that one. Gonna go ahead and rotate the small pads as we go back, recognize the potential shooting opportunity. Gonna go ahead and take the big boost in the corner and then get bumped out because we don't maintain consciousness of where the opponent is, and we just give up another totally free net. Under 3 minutes to go now. We haven't done much of anything in this game except now steal the boost from our teammate, so that's great, and we do absolutely nothing with it as we just dive forward and get nothing out of it. Teammate a bit awkward on the backboard, gonna go ahead and jump up and get the save here. Now just floating through the air without much hope of doing anything. Rotate over here, gonna be late to this ball, it's gonna be past us, and we're still gonna jump anyway because why not? Sounds fun to just throw ourselves out of the play for an elongated period of time. See how the touch comes off the wall here, straight down, again, too slow, too close to the play overall, too flat-footed on the ground, just gives way to the opponents for a free ball, giving ourselves a better angle to play with here, and now we can go ahead and get a good challenge. That is kind of what you'd like to see. Again, just a punt forward of the ball without much of a plan. Trying to shoot the ball around the first defender, works out to get around the first, but the second is there to bail them out. And now a beautiful passing play from the opponents. Gonna bring the ball right down the field and right into the net because we gave the ball away for free on a very subpar shot. Gonna go ahead and secure the boost off this next kickoff. Ball to the back of the net, not quite backboard instead. Unfortunately, right along the post, and again, we are hanging out very close to this play, and somehow, someway, the defense still makes that save. Gonna poke the ball around and then just drive in circles under it, why not? Maybe make a little picture on the ground, sure. Get a challenge here over the top, could be in the net, but a good save from the opponent. Give ourselves a good angle to play with here, and we still get a poor touch on that one. Gonna get this challenge. Ball in front of the net, try to tap it forward to our teammate, but a little too slow, maybe stuck there between the decision of trying to shoot the ball ourselves and passing it off. Good catch here, gonna control this ball up the wall, see what we can do with it. Around one we go, maybe to the backboard, but the opponent does have the free save. We're not really putting the opponent in too many dangerous situations. They're really able to break out fairly easily, even that we have this pressure for this elongated period of time. They're still really not under all that much pressure because the attack we're sending at them is not all that dangerous as we see here. Gonna secure that boost and get the demo, now maybe turn around. Just really finding ourselves in positions where we can't attack the ball with all that much speed. Just constantly not in a position we want to be in. Here's a good opportunity. And you can see there we were attacking the ball from a bit of a distance. So we had a bit of a run up to actually make an effective play. Rather than being too close where we couldn't really do much with it. Decent challenge, but now we're just absolutely stuck on the opponent. Gonna force the first player, and again, for some reason, we fully dive at it, because maybe we think we're gonna get some kind of save or touch on it to allow us to push it through. Ball to the backboard here, see what maybe we can do with it, not much, and now we're gonna, for some reason, go to the opponent's corner where there's absolutely no boost present, instead of just going back, and we're gonna get beat one more time for one final goal. So that was a bit of a mess all the way around. Our spacing was absolutely terrible. We were way too close to the play on multiple occasions. We weren't making smart touches on the ball, and it definitely didn't look like we were positioning ahead of where the play was going, but we're more chasing the play in this situation. So if we want to look for quick areas of improvement, Definitely looking more at the opponents will go a long way to help us determine where the play is going, so we can be there one step ahead of time. Doing that should also help with the spacing issue where we found ourselves too close, and oftentimes that can be attributed to focusing on where the ball is now, not necessarily where it's going to go. So those are two huge areas where I think we can see quick improvement, and if we can improve those two areas, we should be well on our way to climbing back up to where we once were. At the end of the day, the difference between playing very well and being in a slump is very minor. All it takes is for a couple of things to not be going quite right and everything is thrown off. So I highly recommend that if you do find yourself in a slump yourself, you take a moment to sit back, look at a replay where you played well, and compare that to a replay where things are going poorly, and see what things you might be doing differently, as that may help you get back to winning ways. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below, so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community that we're building here, you should also consider joining my Discord, which I'll have linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.